this whole thing with Venus and Serena. So for the most part, Venus got married to a non-black guy. I put it on the screen, and X is really the breeding ground for interracial bullshit, right? This black women, they tend to blame black men for whatever happened. If they had to get with a Brad, it's because black men say they didn't like my color, or if they was in a failed relationship with a black man and it was his or her fault or a joint effort, it's a black man's fault. And this is what I be trying to tell these brothers, man. Preferably, a lot of black women don't prefer black men. That's not their preference. This is why you got to jump through a loop so much, and this is why I be telling brothers, y'all can't be speaking. If y'all gonna speak against the brothers, don't say nothing at all when it comes to this subject. Don't say nothing at all. Ain't no point of pointing the fact out that pointing the inequality out of Venus dealing with this guy or Serena dealing with the other guy, right? And ain't no point of pointing it out, because the women, one thing I respect with the women, I don't really respect it, but they stay together because when one of them look bad, they just ignore it. They won't speak on it. They won't say nothing about it. They will literally act like that shit did not happen. Tell me I'm lying. They will literally act like that shit didn't happen. They will literally go on these social media sites like Twitter and all that and be like, they act like it never fucking happened. And guys will pull up tweets, oh, this you. Or they be pro-black, and then dudes will go search their Twitter and say, oh, this you talking about swirling back, a year ago or back in the day. My thing is this, and this is why when I started dating women, I start asking them shit. When this one black girl asked me this, and y'all know, that's all I talk to. That's just, it's another story for another day, right? But she was like, you don't mess with no, I'm like, nah, She was like, yeah, because I only mess with, the brothers, whatever. I'm like, I can respect that. I do respect that. I'm like, I start asking people, and you start asking women, and I start asking women, and they would admit it. Cause I ain't really judgmental. It is what it is. If y'all watch the channel, I've been through my ups and downs. Y'all done been through y'all ups and downs, and that's my thing about it. But it's a battle that you can't really win as a man. That's why we telling dudes, let them have I'm telling y'all, their preference is usually, most black women preference is not black men. And me and my homie Mike, we go back and forth on Instagram all the time about, be telling them that shit, bro. Especially when you start to get to the dark-skinned women, a lot of times they have a complex and they really want a light-skinned baby. They're really colorist. And this is just from my experiences, dealing with them in school, and a lot of the hurtful things that you say to women, they hold on to it. That's why R. Kelly came up with that song, When a Woman Fed Up. And that's not just to do in relationships. Real talk. That's to do in everyday life. As a father, if you break your daughter's heart officially too many times, that one final blow is she fed up. She's really done with you. Brother too, uncle too. So, and then one brother, he got mad. He runs the Black Sports Online because I put the Ice Cube meme, shut up, bitch. And it wasn't really directed to call nobody a bitch. It's just like, shut the fuck up with that shit. Talking about, I remember when black men was saying black women was ugly. It's black men out here saying Carrie Hilson is ugly. Oh, they don't prefer Beyonce is ugly. You had Kodak Black say, I don't like dark skin. Hey, look here, that's cool. You can have a statement. When Jonathan Majors, before he went through, you had a 50-50 split amongst black women. Some of them say it was ugly. Some of you say it was attractive. Just because some people say a particular person is unattractive for attraction, one thing you learn about the law of attraction, it is subjective to the person. It is subjective to the person. It's a lot of women that really are, and I'm just keeping on the women, that are really disgusted by some of the guys they find attractive. Real talk. It's just they taste, right? And he was basically saying, I remember the brothers were saying, she was like, dog, some brothers, have you seen a lot of these dudes, baby moms, and the women they be with? Usually, most of the time, when a solid dude, a solid male, solid men get with a woman, she ain't all and marry her and commit her. She ain't the baddest bitch. Rarely do you see that happen, especially on a regular everyday salary and happy. And even the dudes that get bread that's in the league, I see a lot of them with regular Sallys, regular Keishas, regular Degler. Them tell me I'm lying. A lot of times it comes down to the character and the quality of character. And when you're dealing with women like Serena and Venus, they already feel like they boss bitches and shit. Niggas ain't. Then also you got to understand, women limit their dating pool. That's what I think most people don't understand. Women limit their dating pool. So when they feel like they make that much money, anybody beneath them, and for a reason, if you're gonna act like you're better than me, you above me, you dominate me, if you're gonna act like that, then yeah, I think you shouldn't date guys that make less than you or you don't revere and respect. I definitely agree with that. But in my opinion, they limit their dating pool because they don't want to date dudes that make less than them and follow their leadership or something like that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the fact that these Brads find them attractive, man. Brad is just moved just like any other Keisha or any other Becky or something. It's hypergamy. But then they will date and they will date those type of men that make less than them and submit to them. But they won't get that same autonomy to a black man. You got to understand, you know, who women be acting like. Like her husband was basically checking her, like she did something at a shoot, and Serena, her husband checked her. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't give us that autonomy over black women. A lot of black women, you know what I'm saying? If you're not yelling, if you're not screaming, if you're not passionate, you know what I'm saying? We just get a whole different version of them. Eventually, everybody get the same version of them regardless. A lot of times, women don't be one. Come on, get the fuck out the way. What the fuck is you looking at? Jesus Christ, women taking their time. But a lot of them, they look at us like, you know, they look at them, the mothers they be with, and they'll submit to them. They'll be nice to them. They'll be good to them. But to us, they gonna dog us out. I've been there. They don't respect us. It's an argument. It's just, and he checked the shit out of her ass online. Say we shouldn't be acting like that. And she didn't have no backlash and nothing like that. So my whole thing is anybody can be whoever they want to be at. You can't say the community. You can't say the community. I've done multiple videos on Free Game 89. Y'all gonna see on Christmas. I'm at 2 videos. One lady getting fed like a dog, and I forget what the other one is. Oh, a lady got with a Brad, and it'd be up at 10 and 9 o'clock on Christmas, 10 a.m. at 9 p.m. One was with a lady, and her Brad was feeding her like a dog. And another was a lady, she got pregnant by a married Brad. She said he wasn't married at the time, and he did DNA fraud by having his homeboys hit the DNA. Because I'm showing you, dog. You know what I'm saying? When a woman acts completely different, even in the beginning, when they act completely different to get with a particular type of guy, you know, they submissive and all that, that's who they want to be with, bro. When they give you a hard time, they challenge you, they got an issue with everything you do, that's when they don't fuck with you no more. When women start pulling things out of thin air and all that type of shit, it's time to dip. It's time to dip. But this whole thing is, oh, black men called them. They talk bullshit about us forever, since the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. You know, they talk shit about us since we got out of bondage. They talk shit, but since we got out of bond, we ain't been shit. They have been the number one assassinators of our characters. And Brad, he's been right there with them. So we don't need to blame black men because why they went to go marry outside of their race. I don't care. I don't blame black women when dudes go date outside their race. It is what it is. You ain't saving the community. If you find happiness there, who cares? But the whole point of it is when brothers find happiness over there, you know, black women, you must hate your mother. It's a shaming tactic. I'm not shaming no brothers for doing what they doing, bro. I'm not getting on that, bro. I ain't care for shaming these women. It's just like they sit there and they do all these skits and shit with Brad. And I'm like, okay. I got to show y'all brothers what it is. Y'all got to get out the matrix. Everybody bring up welfare. When you continue to read and look back, it was way before welfare, man. You think hypergamy wasn't in slavery, bro? Women want the guy that's in power. They want the leader. They want the alpha. They want the leader of the wolf pack. That's what they want. They don't think about character, morality, integrity, your characteristics, your heart. They don't care about that until that wildflower blew out. All of a sudden they got experience. I'm telling you, they don't care nothing about your experience until it's blew out. I'm trying to tell y'all. Trying to speak some church into y'all. They care about power. They care about leadership. That's what they want. So with her doing that, it is what it is. I don't really care. But to put it on black men for shaming them for going to get that fuck out of here. That's what they wanted to do. Because we could talk about it all day. How a lot of these dysfunctional single mothers fuck these young boys up. We can talk about those same dark-skinned boys or those same guys that watch anime or the guys that got their education and black women say they was nerdy, lame, corny. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about that all day. But can they use that excuse as the reason why they went to go squirrel? No, I mean, it's just what it is, what it is. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, join X, everything inside the link tree. First link in the description.